G'day, wonderful listeners. This is Trev's Talk, episode 14, and I'm your host, Trev. Last week, I ended a bit abruptly when I was talking about my special dreams being different to those of other people. My special dreams are not normal, they are abnormal or supernatural, like having the same dream twice in the one night, for instance. Have you heard of that happening to anyone before? Last week, when finishing off, I spoke about a dream occurring twice in the one night, about me going over budgets with an accountant I know. Incidentally, he worked for Vinnie's. And in addition to that highly unusual double dream, I experienced GBs, my word for goosebumps, over him as well when speaking to him over the phone sometime previously. This set of unusual happenings has locked the whole thing in my mind and makes me believe it is a prophecy. The prophecy is, I will be working with Vinnie's in the future and I will be involved in some way with funds. When this prophecy comes to pass, I will report it here in a podcast. The other unusual special dreams I spoke of when tuning out last week was dreaming one night of young people holding up shining pure white objects representing clean slates, which indicated open minds ready to absorb knowledge. And then, the very next night, I dreamed a follow-up dream. I dreamed I was involved with schools, teachers and students. I believe students have minds like clean slates, ready for writing on or absorbing knowledge. This is also a prophecy. At some time in future, I will be giving talks in schools to students. Me believing this is further hinted at by a journal entry of the 16th of October 2010, which states, "It's 2:30 a.m. and I have been lying down before getting up to write my dream down. It was about me giving talks, firstly without these notes, and then from reading several pages of notes from a pad like this. I saw myself turning pages up and over, like reading from my diary." End of journal entry. When this prophecy comes to pass, I will report it in a podcast episode. If you think me getting all this prophecy knowledge from the spiritual world means I am some sort of special person or a real holier-than-thou sort of person, I must disappoint you. As I've said before, I am just an ordinary, everyday Aussie, and I am just as amazed as you that the spiritual world would bother to give me all this prophecy stuff. I am truly grateful, but also very surprised, and it has taken me many years to become comfortable with it. I've had some dreams that are made to fit my station in life, that of being an ordinary Aussie bloke. Do you remember the dream I spoke about in episode 9, where I was a turd swimming in a swollen river of turds, and a beautiful lady in a shining white robe pulled me out using a rope, which got her hands and robe smattered with filthy water from the dirty turd-filled river? That was not a holy dream. It was a totally down-to-earth dream, designed for me, as an ordinary, everyday Aussie bloke. I totally understood it. There are a couple of dreams in my journal that are very down to earth and a bit surprising from Our Lady when she was waking me up. The first one from my journal of the 24th of September 2010 states, "I was awakened at 4:45 a.m. by a dream of a feeling that a finger was inserted into my left nostril and did a bit of nose picking. The lifelike sensation woke me. I lay there sleepily and dozed off again, only to be awakened again by a ringing in my right ear. So I got up. This playful sort of waking me has occurred before, and now I put it down to Our Lady. It gives me a new way of looking at our relationship. She can be humorous and playful. She makes me smile at her playful side. End of journal entry. The other earthy type dream is from my journal of the 23rd of January 2011, which states in part, "It's just after 2 a.m. and I was awakened with a very convincing sensation and thought that I had wet the bed. It was very convincing and an instant worry, so I got up and made a cup of tea. There is humour in the different ways the spirit world wakes me up." Now, not from my journal, but me, I say, that bedwetting dream is not holy. It's a down-to-earth type dream. Now, continuing from that journal entry, which states, "I wondered why I had been awakened, and then my thoughts came around to the fact that it is the anniversary of my marriage to Alva. I remembered that I had been given a really strong dose of the GBs when I met her in May 2003. I feel that it is Our Lady that gives me the wake-ups and GBs." End of journal entry. Now, how about that? Our Lady gave me a dream and a wake-up to make sure I remembered to celebrate my anniversary with my wife. That blew me away. I got a heavenly hint to make sure I remembered an earthly celebration. I suppose really I should not be too surprised, because Our Lady has shown us how she feels about marriage when she urged her son Jesus to perform his first public miracle during the wedding at Cana, mentioned in the Bible. I've had reason to write about the wedding at Cana before, and I will come back to it again later and give quotes previously made in my journal. But going back to the bedwetting part of the dream, you should see by now that Our Lady treats me not as some holier-than-thou person, but a knockabout sort of Aussie bloke, very much down to earth, and who has been forgiven the mistakes of his past wild and reckless life by the Holy Spirit on Cross Mountain at Medjugorje way back in 1990. The nose-picking sensation and the bedwetting sensation used to wake me up are very earthy methods aimed at my station in life, like the turd dream mentioned in episode 9. I am not a saint like Mother Teresa. I am just a down-to-earth, ordinary Aussie bloke, but I get inspiration and guidance from the spiritual world. The spiritual world often uses people that surprise us to do amazing spiritual work. As an example of this, I would point you in the direction of the man who does a truly incredible job of running the rehab centre called Shalom House in Perth. The man is called Peter, and from his own confessions on Facebook, it can be said that he has done just about every awful thing that can be done in this life, and he has served many years in prison for those awful deeds. But because he has lived all the addictions himself, he has been able to design rehab courses to help others break free from their addictions. He had to be hard on himself to break free, and he carries that hardness forward to his addicts when helping them break free. I have seen on Facebook many examples of addicts posting that they have been rehabilitated by Peter at Shalom House and have become Christians. they want to promote Peter and his Shalom House Rehab Centre because they know it works. I am mentioning Peter and his Shalom House because just recently I have personally met a couple who were rehabilitated from there. When I met the man from that couple and he spoke about his rehab and Shalom House, I got strong GBs. When I said to the man that I was experiencing GBs, he said he was experiencing them as well. To me, this is a clear sign from the spiritual world that I should promote Peter and his Shalom House. Recently, I saw an article by Amber Jade Sanderson, a state Labor politician, bagging private rehab centres and promising to shut them down within 4 years if Labor were re-elected in May. I don't think she has even visited Shalom House to form an educated opinion about it. This is an example of the sort of thing I could advocate about if I had many subscribers on YouTube or followers on Spotify. Please help me grow this platform by doing that. Please subscribe. So that's all for this week, wonderful listeners. To hear more about my spiritual inspirations, tune in again next week. This is Trev, tuning out.